new MMORPG to check out in 2022. What's going on, Saviors? GH here. In this video, I'll be showing you guys the newest MMORPGs that you can play today. And with that said, let's do this. First new MMORPG is Aero Tales Online. It's a cross-play anime MMORPG released in July 2022 and it's made using Unity. And it's developed by Anisage. I couldn't find that much about Anisage, but they have a LinkedIn profile with 3 Turkish employees. Now, Aero Tales Online is playable on PC through Steam, and then you can also play it on Android and iOS. And I must repeat, this is cross-play, cross-platform, and you can play this on your PC and mobile device with the same account. It's a decent port. They actually cared about proper PC controls and UI. Now, what I find promising about this game is it's super low spec, which means a lot more people can play this. And it's crossplay, which means more options to play the game. Now, as for the early progression, it's super easy to follow, but there are times that the quest assist disappears and you'll end up not knowing where to go, which is kinda annoying. As for the combat, it's tab targeting, but you can approach it semi-actiony, but technically, it's still tab target. As for the graphics, it's your typical anime MMORPG. It's colorful, it's sufficient, not exactly the best. I'm fine with this because more people will be able to run this. Next brand new MMORPG is Tower of Fantasy. It's an action sci-fi anime MMORPG just recently released, and it's cross-play. You can play on your PC and mobile device with the same account. Tower of Fantasy is developed by Hotta Studio, a Chinese development studio, and the publisher is Level Infinite. Now, Level Infinite is owned by Tencent. This is another high-quality anime MMORPG right here, but there are bugs. I like this one. It's a combination of two of my favorite themes, sci-fi and anime. Now, the questing, there's a laid out path that we need to follow, but you can go wherever you want and explore. Now, the combat is action. It feels great dashing around and hack and slashing. But the camera though is sometimes kinda annoying and they need more settings to be tweaked here so that we can optimize. As for the graphics, it's very colorful and vibrant. It's well done. Character models looks great and maps is decently designed. And if you're looking for an MMORPG that's kinda like Genshin Impact, this is it. Coming up next is Arcane Waters. It's a pixel art, pirate-themed MMORPG with farming simulation. You can plant carrots and harvest them for eating or selling. As for the combat, the game has action ship combat, where aiming is actually required. And there's also turn-based land combat. Now, their turn-based land combat is not perfect, but let's hope they improve it. It's developed by Black Mammoth Games. Now, the game is its own early stages and technically being play tested at the moment, and their plans aside the stuff I said is you can embark on thrilling online co-op voyages, participate on online PvP arenas, do teams of up to 24, and fight against each other in mobile-like arenas. I must say, with what I experienced in this playtest that they got, it's a decent MMORPG. It's legitimately fun. They have a lot of good ideas right here, and they just need to nail the monetization correctly. And if they do nail the monetization here, this will be on my recommended list. But until then, I'm gonna watch what they're going to do with their monetization. This is fun, but it needs a little more polish. And if you want to check the game out, the details are on the screen. Next new MMORPG is Diablo Immortal. Yeah, I know. But regardless, Diablo Immortal is a cross-platform action MMORPG released in June 2022. In the beginning, you get to choose from 6 playable classes and battle against hordes of demons and discover the untold story between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. I played this on PC and for the most part, it's fun. They need the combat here, but the problem on PC is sometimes it will crash. So even though I legitimately have fun checking the game out, it was kinda soured by the fact that the PC port is not done very well. It's been a while, so maybe they fixed it. And if you want to check the game out, the details are on the screen. Next new MMORPG is Flyff Universe. It's a cross-play anime MMORPG playable on your browser, both on PC and mobile devices. No installation needed. In the game, you start out as a vagrant to start a job or class, then later on take a new class that will add new skills and abilities that will make grinding easier. Yes, I said grinding. This is a very grindy game. It's probably the most grindy game on this list, and oddly enough, it's actually why people play this game. The main thing that you do here is party up with other players and grind. Or you can solo grind and miss out on the party bonuses. It's super grindy. There are quests, but it's optional. We progress by just hunting monsters, leveling up, and acquiring money and gear. Now the combat is the undying tab targeting, and it works well here. Now the graphics for a browser game, it looks nice. If you played the old flyff, it's a bit of a shinier version. As for the performance, it runs well on combat areas, but when you're in towns where there's a lot of people, the FPS drops to about 30 regardless of how high-end your GPU is. If you're looking for a revamped retro MMORPG wherein grinding is the main thing, then check the game out. The details are on the screen. Next new MMORPG is Broken Ranks. It's an isometric, turn-based fantasy MMORPG released in January 2022, and it's developed by White Moon Games, an indie development studio based on Poland. Now, as you've seen in the gameplay, the art style is old-school retro, similar to old RPG games like Diablo and Baldur's Gate. Now, I know this is kind of weird to say, but nowadays, it's certainly a unique and fresh approach to MMORPGs. I must say, it's looking to be a pretty enjoyable game. The questing is easy enough to follow, and the combat is turn-based. And my first impression about it is it's well done. They made the turn-based combat more in-depth. I like it. You could focus on defending against melee attacks, or range and then test out what the enemy is focusing on defending based on what's the higher percentage or not. I approve of this turn-based combat. It's entertaining. And if you want to check the game out, the details are on the screen. Coming up next is Ni no Kuni Cross Worlds. It's a crossplay anime MMORPG released in May 2022, and it's developed by Netmarble. Now, before I talk about the game, I would like to say that this is an autoplay MMORPG. Yes, auto path, auto loot, auto potion, and auto combat. But there are content in the game where our input is vital for success. The main thing that I like about this game is the world. The art style, it's friggin' amazing, it's mesmerizing. But I'm not gonna hide it, I am disappointed on the autoplay because we just watched the game. But if you're fine with an autoplayed MMORPG, then check the game out. The details are on the screen. Next new MMORPG is Rise Online, a tab-targeting fantasy MMORPG released in April of 2022. It's the spiritual successor to Night Online. At the start, we choose from 2 nations and then 4 classes, which are the Warrior, Mage, Rogue, and Priest. It's your typical traditional MMORPG featuring PvP content, raid dungeons, and events. They have it all here, the good and the bad. The questing is as standard as it goes. Take a quest and hunt a monster, and with a lot of walking. Now, the combat is tab targeting, and it works, nothing revolutionary, and it's the good old tab targeting. As for the graphics, it's okay. It looks like an Unreal Engine game, and it looks just fine. All in all, it's a decent MMORPG, and if you want to check the game out, the details are on the screen. And the last new MMORPG I'm gonna share to you guys is Lost Ark on Steam. It's released on February 2022, but released in Korea in 2019. It's still technically new for some of us. We start out in the game by selecting a class which ranges from warriors, martial artist, gunner, mage, and assassin, and each of those base classes branches out to a specific type of class. As for the story, you will have to look for the Lost Ark. Yeah, I hope that wasn't much of a spoiler. And in your adventure, you will be visiting impressive landscape in different continents that features its own theme from sci-fi to fantasy. Now, combat is one of the best I played recently, and the focus of the game is the raids, wherein the raid mechanic needs to be overcome. In terms of graphics, this is probably the best I checked out, and I hope this will be the standard for future MMORPGs. This is my current MMORPG. I'm currently at 1430, and I'm gonna chill there for a while because there's so much failure. And oh yeah guys, just a reminder, it's region locked, But if there's a well, there's a way. And if you want to play the game, it's on Steam. And that's it, guys. I know some of you is gonna ask if this MMORPG is pay to win. And if you want to know, there's a link in the description. And each of those videos got a monetization part, the cash up of the game. And that part will answer your question. And this is Game Hardcore. See you in the next one.